What's up, everyone? I'm Ava Diaz, and I'm your Resident Evil girly, and I had posted a video to my TikTok asking you guys for Resident Evil 9 predictions, so I'm going to be reading your predictions and giving my reaction on them.
Hey, let's go!
Alright, Bellsprout67 says, my biggest off-the-wall prediction is that the giant monster is Annette Birkin. Yo, I think they're referring to like that stalker monster, not the main villain, not like the dude. I think like the stalker monster that was like stalking Grace. Yo, if that's Annette, damn, these bioweapons really don't die.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Person says they said it's gonna be like Revelation, so you'll switch between Grace and Leon as the story progresses. They did confirm that Leon is gonna be in this story and that it's gonna be 50% Grace and 50% Leon. I don't know how I still feel about that. We will see when the game comes out. I was really hoping it was gonna be a pure Grace like a pure Grace game. They just had to add Leon in it because they didn't have faith in Grace, but whatever. Okay, Layla says, I'll be honest, if Grace is Leon's daughter, like some of those same people that leaked his involvement in the game thing, I'm still on the fence unlike some other fans. Then no, I don't think that Leon will die if that's the case. But if he and Grace aren't related, then 75% chance of survival solely because he is Leon S. Kennedy, 25% he'll kick the bucket. The main reason I'm still on the fence here, despite most of the fandom that I've seen online being against it, there is a 6-year period between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. That, with the exception of Operation Javier, is an entire stretch of the time of Leon's life that has barely been covered in the series, and it's a period where Leon believes that Ada is probably dead, and is, coincidentally, the most likely period for Grace to have been conceived. I don't know how much I believe on Grace being Leon's daughter. I don't put it past Capcom to pull a fast one like that on us just to like connect Leon into like the plot line once again. Capcom's always doing the most to try to put their characters in like the main timeline, which is done. Like for example, Resident Evil 8 with Chris Redfield, where they put Chris Redfield as like the cover and everything like that, but then we find out Ethan Winters is like the main character of the story, and it's just ugh.
Why don't you do us all a favor and leave before the audience gets pissed off?
Sherry is gonna feature in Leon's route, and we will at least get mentions of Claire and Ada. Jill will have a later DLC. I hope that Jill is in the game somehow. I hope she gets mentioned. I hope Claire gets mentioned. I hope Rebecca gets mentioned. I hope one of them gets mentioned. I want my badass girlies again. Brittany says, so they're gonna play separately. You're gonna play half as Leon and half as Grace. I don't think Grace is Leon's daughter, but I think Grace may be the only one that can save him from Elpis. I think he gets infected at the beginning of your playthrough with him. I think Grace is the only one that can save him. If that's true, it's just another Resident Evil 4 damsel in distress. Like,
no way, Leon.
Way.
He's gonna have to go in. He's fighting a virus in his system while having to save a blonde girl. I think he's going to transform and become the final boss. Ooh, that's a hot take, Vera. Leon having the Elpis virus and then having to transform, dude, that'd be a way to send off Leon. I think he would piss off a lot of Capcom fans with that one. The enemies are somehow gonna be Wesker, just not impressive at all. Difficulty wise, they are hard to beat, but appearance and lore wise, they look pathetic. I disagree with that one. Given Capcom's track record, they make very good, memorable villains and monsters. Like, I can probably remember a handful, if not majority of all of the monsters in Resident Evil lore.
I think I know more about American Girl than you do. You never get any American.
The bright light says he gets infected in the beginning of the game. He then gets captured, and Grace takes his gun to find him. And Sherry realizes that Leon is captured and sends Claire and Jill to help. Oh, see, okay, this is an actual prediction. Some of these, I'm shifting to these comments, and some of them were like, "No, Leon's coming home with me, guys. Like, that's canon."
Shoot.
This is an actual prediction. I don't think Capcom remembers who Sherry is, unfortunately. Like, genuinely, I don't think Capcom remembers who Sherry is. So it is kind of confirmed by the delusions of fans, by the photos too, that Leon is definitely infected. So definitely yes on that one. Him getting captured, that doesn't seem plausible. I don't think they would put Leon as the damsel in distress in this game. There's too many glazers out there. They wouldn't do that to my homeboy. Cushpin says, I think Leon comes in later to play hero. Maybe she helps save him. And I said, why not the other way around? Why not the other way around? Why not Leon be damsel in distress? Kenneth says, my leading theory is that Leon will get the Pierce treatment from Resident Evil 6. Nah, No, I don't like this first sentence of this prediction. I don't like this first sentence of the prediction. No. He will get infected, try to get a cure, but can't in time, so he mutates and uses it to his advantage to help Grace in the final boss battle in Resident Evil 9. They defeat the boss, but Leon is too weak or mutated to continue on. Therefore, he either sacrifices himself or dies from the mutation. Kenneth is cooking. Kenneth is cooking. I can see that happening though. I can see how Leon sacrificing himself for like the greater good and everything like that. Um, is that a sad death? Yes. Will I cry? Yeah. Would that be impactful? Yeah. So that hits kind of like all the markers that you would want out of a video game for your audience. So I can see Capcom doing that. Prediction is that Wesker didn't actually die and will be in this one. There is a character who had the exact jacket that Wesker always wore with a weak point, exactly where Wesker's Ouroboros popped out when you attacked him as Chris and Sheva. I'll have to go back in the trailer and watch that. He is a super mutant, essentially, perfect similar to his sister Alex.
Hello.
The exception is he experimented on himself while Alex experimented on others. Dude survived a nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bombs.
Swag.
You seriously think a volcano killed him? Nah. Secondly, Sherry is speaking to Leon. Same pitch, tone, different from Hunnigan's. I see a lot of predictions about Sherry in these comments. Did I miss something on the trailer? Meaning Resident Evil 6 is canonically and will remain the same, possibly Jake, who knows, during remake time. Secondly, there's a chance Spencer is in it as well, seeing as the mansion we go in as, I believe Grace is the Spencer mansion. We are visiting the Spencer mansion again. We did go back to them. We did go back to it. So, I don't know how much I believe that Wesker will actually be in the game. I do think that Wesker is alive. Don't get me wrong. I do think he is alive. Will he be in the game? I don't think so. I think they would leave Wesker as a villain for either Jill or Chris, or even Rebecca for that matter. Leon will get weaker throughout the game while Grace will grow more skilled and confident. Leon will go through the horrors. I don't know what kind yet. And Grace will save him. A lot of people are pinning Leon to be a damsel in distress in this game. I don't think they would ever make Leon a damsel in distress. I don't think they would ever do that to him. I don't know. I don't know if they would do that. Given the track record, Leon's always the one saving the damsel in distress. So, I don't know.
That went well.
Gonna be like Resident Evil 2 / Revelations. Honestly, two stories that collide into one, and you either get to choose which one, or it flops back and forth between main characters. I full-heartedly agree with this one. I don't. Okay, so they did confirm that's gonna be 50% Grace and 50% Leon. I don't know what the flip flop back and forth is gonna look like. Is it gonna be great? Is it gonna be kind of like a Claire and Leon for Resident Evil 2 remake? Are we going through like the same game, just different routes? Like, I'm very confused as to the 50-50%. Is it gonna go back and forth, jump back and forth? Is it gonna be a part one, part two? Like maybe something happens to Grace that triggers an event, and then Leon has to come in part two. I think there's still room for Ada and Jill on that poster, to be honest. Okay, yes, I full-heartedly agree, Mazzy, because okay, I'm gonna put a photo right here from like the Game Awards, right? And as you can see, like right next to Leon, there's like a huge like space, and it looks like there's supposed to be another character there, but they didn't like Photoshop them in yet because they don't want to reveal like what legacy character they're adding in or another character that they're adding in. Do I think it's Ada? Yeah, most likely. I think it's definitely gonna be Ada. I really, really wish it would be Jill. I really, really wish. That would be so cool. That would be spectacular. Does Capcom like Jill? No. Do they grift off the community for money with like Jill merch and stuff like that? Yeah. Sherry would probably be a safer pick if that really is her voice actress from 6 in the trailers. But Capcom loves recycling voice actors. I can't bring myself to get my hopes up there, to be honest. Mazzy, you're cooking. You're cooking. Yes, I agree. Sherry would be a safer option, but like you said, they love to recycle voice actors. It could be a completely different person in Leon's ear. I don't think it's Sherry. I would love for it to be Sherry. I would love for Capcom to recognize all the baddies that they have in their games instead of just keep on plastering Leon on everything. Ugh.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice.
Red says nothing and then proceeds to give a prediction. So they say nothing. This is Grace's game, so the whole game is going to be about her building her character and backstory since she's the future main character of Resident Evil, and Leon is just there for fan service and nostalgia and helping her. Completely agree. I really, really hope Leon doesn't outshine Grace because Grace seems like a really cool character. We don't really know much about her. I'm all for Resident Evil continuing to bring in new characters. Yes, they keep on forgetting about their old characters, but it's time. We need new characters. I really like Ethan Winters as a character. He had a very good character arc from start to finish, and it was a complete story. I'm a little fatigued by some of these legacy characters how they keep on dragging on the story for money, and they're not giving some of these characters a proper ending. Like Chris Redfield deserves a proper ending. Dude's been fighting bioweapons for like 50 years. Like give him retire him, please. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart that Peepaw is still going to go fight bioweapons. They're not going to kill Leon with a random new character. If they're going to kill him, it's going to be in a big game like Resident Evil 6 where we see multiple legacy characters and character meets. Correct. I completely agree. I completely agree. However, I don't think that's what Capcom is thinking. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think I saw another comment. Um, Someone had said they're gonna give like Leon the Pierce treatment, where he's gonna mutate and then he has to save the day and he has to like save Grace, and that's just gonna be the end of his story. I really hope Capcom really does pull the trigger and actually kill off one of their legacy characters. It's sad that it might be Leon first that they kill off. My bad, guys, but I'm not Capcom.
Adios, Leon.
I think it's really funny. Okay, here's someone who knows ball. Here is someone who knows ball.
Miss Troy, I have a basketball game tomorrow.
JGN puts the Porsche must crash, and I think it's really funny because the game is sponsored by Porsche, and I don't know what possessed them to make Leon as the face for the sponsorship, knowing very well he can't drive. Iris writes, they're going to use it as a way to make a Outbreak remake or a new Outbreak game since Capcom keeps trying to make an online Resident Evil game and they all fail with Outbreak being the only successful one, but outdated. Yes, agreed. Capcom really, really wants to put their hands in other baskets, and we can see that with the new mobile game that they released. And they did try doing what is it, Resident Evil Resistance, which was like a online co-op game. It did good at first, but then it kind of fell off, and I think they just closed their servers out in 2025, unfortunately. So I do think Capcom definitely wants to go into the online aspect. I mean, they probably see how much Fortnite is making. They probably see how much Dead by Daylight was making with their Resident Evil collab. Outlast Trials is popping off right now, so they definitely want to go into the online aspect and do those skins, like the in-game purchases and stuff like that. I mean, that's how you make more money. That's all they want. That's why they make these decisions. So I don't know how many times I'm searching on Amazon for Resident Evil merch, official Resident Evil merch, mind you, and it always takes me to Amazon Japan, and I can't buy anything because I don't live in Japan. I live in the United States, and we're literally fed breadcrumbs of Resident Evil merch. We had a Porsche collab. Who's driving that? Because it's not Leon. It's not me. JP Fans helps connect you to official websites, and you can get licensed merch and official merch from them. It connects you to Japan Macari, Japan Amazon, and a bunch of other websites that sell the official merch. And it's a pretty cost-effective way of getting overseas merch in the United States as well. I have used it for so much Resident Evil merch, Pokemon merch, Pokemon cards specifically, K-pop merch, Love and Deep Space merch. I'm guilty pleasure. It's me. It's the guilty pleasure. So let's look at the app right now just to show you guys what you guys can get. Okay, so as you can see, it connects you with Macari, JDIS, JDIF, and Amazon. And you can kind of like change the language and currency and everything like that right there. Right now there's a bunch of K-pop. A lot of people are having comebacks right now. Let's go to the top right here. So as you can see, there's multiple different things I was searching. I'm an Xavier girly, but also Resident Evil is called Biohazard in Japan. So it does advise you to search up the Japanese translation, but I'm just gonna use Biohazard for the sake of the video and everything like that. Yeah, so it shows you a bunch of official and licensed merch that you can get. Coolest thing about this is that the way it works is that you get the group order, you put everything in your cart, and it gets shipped to a warehouse out here in the United States, and you get your order all together. So I think that's really cool. So then you could switch to Macari and look at different things. Oh my god, look at the Resident Evil plushie. That's so cool. I've been looking everywhere for this little Cupid Leon little, like, I don't know, keychain. It's so cute. And I feel like $20 USD is not bad at all. There is licensed and unofficial merch on there. I know I got this unofficial merch on there. It's a little Chris Redfield standee. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like $15 overall. Like, come on, like, this is so cool. So I really appreciate JP fans, and I'm an avid user of JP fans, and you should be too. So scan the QR code or click the link down below and sign up to JP fans and get your fandom merch now. So that's all of your guys' Resident Evil 9 predictions. I agree with most of them. I don't have many predictions for this game. I kind of want to go into this game completely blind. My predictions before they confirmed Leon were completely off, completely off. I'm not even gonna say them because they were completely far off on the left field. But yes, I agree with some of these. It seems like a lot of people want Sherry to be in the game, Ada to be in the game, and Jill to be in the game. And if they confirm all three in the game, then game might be peak. This game might be peak. I don't know, man. I'm a little scared for Resident Evil 9. Resident Evil 7 and 8 were a perfect timeline story of Ethan Winter's arc and like the bioweapons and like everything. So those games were two good cohesive games. I don't think they know what they're really gonna do for Resident Evil 9. Will it also be kind of like a Grace character arc for 9 and 10, and then maybe 10 she dies off? Who knows? Who knows? If you guys have more Resident Evil 9 predictions, put them in the comments down below and I'll make a part 2 for this. But until then, bye. Go check out my other videos. I've been playing a lot of Outlast Trials. If you don't follow me on TikTok, here's all my socials right here. Go follow. Go comment on the predictions. Go fight with people in the comments. A lot of people are fighting in those comments about who's going to crack Leon next. But yes. All right. Bye-bye.